Dr. Thaksin, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
How confident are you that the opposition will win the election?
Well, according to the polls of many institutions, and also including our internal poll, we are confident that we are winning.
You're confident that Phua Thai will win outright and be able to govern?
More likely, we will win outright.
Why do you say that?
Well, if you look at the analysis, that even we've been bought many MPs out when they dissolved the PPP, we still have the largest number of MP in the parliament, and we start from 230 at that time. But now the popularity is much better than last time, so we should be able to win outright.
What if the election is too close to be clear-cut? Do you think that could create further civil unrest?
I don't think so. It depends. If you leave it according to the democratic principle, that is the leading party should have the right to form the government first. That should be okay. But if you're trying to use force, like you use the military to force the small parties to form with that faction, not this faction, that might be create a problem. But I hope that we learn big lessons for the conflict in our countries already, and now the Phua Thai party offer reconciliation, even though we've been victim of the conflict in the past. We still offer reconciliation, even though we are winning. It should be a chance for Thailand to reconcile the difference of what we have been suffering for 5 years.
What if, though, for example, it's close enough that the Democrats could form a coalition with smaller parties, therefore run the country, even if Phua Thai wins the bulk of the popular vote?
Well, that is, let's see.
That's a real possibility, though, isn't it?
Well, I think I may be optimistic that Phua Thai will win outright majority. We might be optimistic, but I think so far, if it were to have election tomorrow, we win outright.
The party's slogan is, in English, Thaksin thinks, Phua Thai acts. So are you, in fact, the de facto opposition leader from outside the country?
Well, I may influence in terms of the ideas and thinking, because I have more experience than others. And then I just want to see them success. And I just share my experience as former Prime Minister and experience of running around the whole world and just giving them some ideas. So they have the teams. Sometimes they think as well. We just share, and then finally we agree together.
So is it fair to say, though, that a vote for Phua Thai is a vote for, if not you, your policies, your attitudes?
I think it's vote for policy. We have different kind of policy that address different groups of people. We are addressed with their debt. They address with their income. We address the problem with their worry about their children. That is narcotics, and also the education. So we provide them with the one tablet PC per child.
Yes, I mean, it sounds like a great idea, Wi-Fi and a tablet for each child.
Yes.
But how realistic is that? Is that just a populist policy to get votes that can't actually be implemented?
No, we are well known by whatever we said we deliver. During Thai Rak Thai Party, we deliver everything that we said, even more than what we said as well. For example, we do debt relief for the small farmer. We did that. We did the village fund, 1 million baht village fund for every village in 6 months' time after we became government. And also we delivered the 30 baht healthcare scheme in 6 months' time as well.
Your sister Yingluck is leading the party. How is she qualified to be leader?
Well, she 44 years old. And she has master degree from US, and she's been working from small officers until the CEO of EIS, which is an organization with more than 10,000 employees and about 5 billion turnover, $5 billion US turnover. She's been passing through a lot of experiences, even though she's a lady. But the lady is good without political baggage. It's good for leading reconciliation.
Yet she has no actual experience as a politician. To go from no political experience to Prime Minister, that's a big jump.
Well, even myself, I don't have much experience in politics when I jump to Prime Minister. I may be Minister of Foreign Affairs is only 3 months, and I may be Deputy Prime Minister is only 1 year, and another time is only 2 months. So it's not that long. And she been observed politics through my father as a former MP and through myself as a Prime Minister. And even though she worked in the business part, and she represent me.
Well, in fact, you've been quoted as describing her as your clone. What do you mean by that?
Well, she my youngest sister, and when I married, she's just 8 years old, and when my mother passed away, she just 18 years old, and she's still in the university, not even finished yet. So I groomed her from there, and I sent her to school, finished university here, and then master degree in US, and then she came back to work for me. She worked for me from the beginning. So I teach her, I train her. The working habit style is really exactly like me.
But in describing her as a clone, are you saying that she's your puppet, that she's doing what you tell her to do?
No. Clone is mean that the same culture, the same background, the same ideas, the same attitude, the same thinking. One
of the key planks of the Red Shirt campaign has been for democracy, obviously. How is it democratic to appoint your sister to head the party and potentially become Prime Minister?
No. We looking for the people that can lead the parties. And then she is one of the choice that we propose. And with the committee of the parties, we have to select. And we discuss over and over. And before her, we try to recruit someone outside the parties. But they're scared to come. Because of the rumors about disband the parties again, when you win, you will not be able to form the government. That's the rumors keep spreading. So somebody else from the outsider feel scared to come in. So if we have only insider left, and as insider, we have very limited number that finally she might be a good answer for it. And then we propose to the executive committees of the party. They unanimously agree.
If there was one criticism during your prime ministership, that too much of it was about you, your businesses, your family, does this follow that train of thought?
No, it's not that true. They just allege. They're trying to bring here and there. We are big family. Shinawatra alone, 170 some people, and I'm not raised them. They have their parents, they have their families, and they grew up in different areas, but not because of I put them there. If I were to be able to put them there, I don't put my sister at that time as the minister during my prime ministership. I didn't do it. There is no Shinawatra in the same cabinet member, which I can do it, but I don't do it.
Did Yingluck want to do it?
Well, she really prefer on the business side, but when needed, she was ready to sacrifice. And I said that, one of the reasons is for reconciliation purpose, because you are ladies, you have no political baggage.
There's been some discussion in the Thai newspapers about whether you actually want her to be Prime Minister. This has been a point of debate over the last few days. Can we get this clear? Do you want her to be Prime Minister or not?
Now, confirm that I'm supporting her as a Prime Minister.
She's made it clear that an amnesty for those on political charges is a priority for the opposition. Is that about you?
Reconciliation is the priority, not the amnesty. Reconciliation Amnesty may be part of it, but not all. But in part of that reconciliation, there are still one thing that we need to do is the rule of law reform. Thailand now, we don't have the rule of law. We don't observe the law as international practice. So it's time that we should bring reconciliation through the process of the reform of the rule of law. So rule of law is not just only for political purpose or social purpose, including economic purpose as well.
But one spin-off of that is that you would receive amnesty for the charges against you.
Well,
is it partly about you and not about the reconciliation?
No, it's not. Please just don't care about me that much.
But people do.
Well, let's bring back the unity for the country first. If in the process of bring back the unity of the country, I'm part of it, then I might benefit a part of it, but I don't care much because I'm quite settled outside. But I just want things to move forward. I want to see the country unity. And now I'm doing a lot of business outside Thailand because I'm hyperactive. I cannot sit idle and do nothing. So I do a lot of mining in Africa. So you've got enough to do, huh? I got enough to do. And when my youngest sister, become prime minister, why I want to go back as a prime minister again? Well,
I don't know. I mean, you've said, have you not, that you will come back at the end of the year. Is that right?
Well, that is my wish. I wish to play respect and wish His Majesty on his 84th birthday, 7th cycle. That is very meaningful. But if I can do it, if not, it's fine.
And are you saying that you would like to come back just to visit then, or you'd like to come back permanently at the end of the year?
Well, it depends on the situation in Thailand. If I can do business, I can base from anywhere in the world, including here in Dubai especially, which is I like it. It's centrally located. People here are nice. But if I can go back to Thailand as just only visit or just permanently. It depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, if the situation is stable and you can come back, what would you do?
Stable and secure and safety. Because I've been attempted 4 times during my office. So I have to be careful.
So if you came back permanently, what would you see your role being?
I still want to be lecturers. That's my dream. Playing golf, giving guidance for my children for their business endeavor. If that's what I really want to.
Is becoming Prime Minister again not on the table?
My youngest sister is already there. Mm-hmm. So no need for me to go back as a Prime Minister.
Well, unless she made space for you later.
No, even that.
So never would you come back and be Prime Minister again?
If it's not extremely necessary for me for the benefit of the country. If not, I will not go.
Why would it be necessary for you?
If the country need me because of some situation that I can be the solution, I will. If not, please, I don't want to.
Well, one pervasive rumour is that Yingluck is elected and then at some point in the future she stands aside and there's a by-election and you take her seat and slide back into the Prime Minister's job.
No, that's not my ambition. If he can do a good job for the people in the country, why do I? I better just giving her moral support. Whatever that she need to consult, then I give her advice. And then I play golf, enjoy my life. I'm 62 already. I'm not 38, but 38 to 100, yes.
You talked about the main issue being reconciliation and unity, and that's clear that is the main problem.
Yes.
Would it be better for you just to go away and keep quiet? Because in a way, you're what's causing some of that division. You're such a figure for people.
You have to trace back what is the cause of the division. Democrats lost one after another over Thai. They have no way to win over us. Our popularity is when peak, when we won 377 seats out of 500. And then they start to rock the boat from there. So that is comes to the problems that because they want to topple me undemocratically.
You are the figurehead of the protest movement, the red shirt movement.
Yes.
Therefore, you are creating a love-hate situation in Thailand.
You have to be fair.
But that's what's happened.
You have to be fair that the double standard of enforcing law is there. The people, they hate injustice. They hate undemocratic way of handle the situation. They don't like coup d'etat. So that is not good for the country. They should stop that kind of behavior. Now the world is changing. Everything you do here, it's been known all over the world. So you have to be, let the system work, let the system function properly. Let democratic activities do its course. So, and then if you allow free and fair election, let the government form according to the parliamentary system. That, I think, it will be paved the way for reconciliation and for unity. That is what Thailand needed.
If we talk about double standards, I mean, is initiating an amnesty also reducing the credibility of the court system, for example?
Well, you have to look at the way the court handle the political case. It's really political. The court have not observed the rule of law. For example, my case is the allegation come from coup d'etat, and the coup d'etat people at the junta appoint my political opponents to investigate me, and it's one court system. They don't listen to the evidence from my side, and you see the verdict is 8 to 7, and the day that the judge sitting on the bench, only 7 to 7. One has been resigned. It's 7 to 7. So they don't observe the rule of law at all. They just do to serve political purpose. That is not good for the country, not good for the court system.
If there was an amnesty, though, those people...
Let me put it this way. When the military staged the coup, they announced amnesty for themselves. And the democratically elected government accepted. And when now the democratic elected has been punished by the junta, and then they want to do the amnesty, and we cannot accept it. So you have to be fair, but the amnesty is not mean that you do for yourselves, but opposite and to take might be become a criminal if they were to be filed the case.
So they would also be subject to the amnesty, right?
Well, the amnesty, it must be discussed how we can cover, how extent we can cover. So, but we must fair for every party. Any conflict that happened after the coup d'etat must be included for this discussion. But before that, we have to do hearing for those who are unfortunate, like those who die,
yes,
those who injure,
those
who been jailed unfairly. That's what we have to discuss. It's not mean that we force. We have to discuss, we have to sit down and talk to each other.
You talked about the double standard. During your prime ministership, there were unprosecuted killings of drug dealers. There were killings of people in southern Thailand that never went to the courts. So people would argue that you're just as bad. How can you accuse this government when you did that?
Let me put it this way. Right after I left the office, the military junta has appointed a committee to investigate, because they want to get me every comments in the newspaper, every criticize over me about it. They want to investigate, and they investigate all the cases as well, including drug, and they found no ground. It's just the criticism on newspaper. Otherwise, they're going to not let me free like this.
So you refute that entirely?
Right. It's been investigated. It's been finished all the process, and it's been re-investigated again, and the committee found out that there is no ground to prosecute me. Otherwise, they will not let me free like this. They're going to prosecute me. Even the small stupid thing, they still prosecute me.
Could I ask you for a more personal reflection?
Yes.
How did you feel last year watching what was unfolding in Thailand over those months of April and May?
Well, I'm very sad on the death of the protester and the military as well. And there shouldn't be this kind of incident happen, because we are Thai. If we have more dialogue, but it's pity that the dialogue is not there, and we're trying to open dialogue before. It's not there, because they thought that the way reconciliation in the sense of the government is that they're trying to get rid of me and the leaders, and then they can reconcile with the rest, which is impossible, because the way they treat unfairly, the way they've been treated unfairly, the way the double standard has been used, that is create more of anger and hatred. So I think that is very, very sad for me when things that happen. And
people's loved ones then died.
Yes.
Did you feel any sort of personal responsibility for what happened?
Yes, I did some kind of support and help, and then I call almost every family who lost their loved ones, and I supporting them personally as much as we can, because I'm living in distance. But and there is one father who lost the second one who died in Phan Pha. He has two sons. The elder son died, and the younger son and he himself is there. I call him, and it's very touching. I offer condolences to him, and he said that me and my younger son will continue fighting. We want you to come back, and please take good care of your health. Oh, it's very touching. I said, no, don't worry about me. I'm worried about your family. So this is what the people, they feel like. They feel like they want to see the justice to prevail in Thailand.
Dr. Thaksin, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.